the entirety of the project was delivered during a pandemic, where all elements of kind of what we were trying to do as individuals were fairly well constrained. So, where did the project start off in terms of your conception for it, and how much did it evolve through its duration, and I guess how much of that was affected, was it informed by the pandemic?
It was massively informed by the pandemic. It was a real challenge because the initial idea was going to be a beautiful thing, which would have been all to do with human contact and using physical props that had human interaction that lit them up, whether it was like laughter or touch, or even using human circuits with Arduino to make things work. And it was going to be a sort of in the room, more theatre with a kind of game storyline in a way where you could play a game with a group of people with an end result. And it was always based on a sort of science fiction-y story where there was something to be solved, something to be uncovered, but it was very much going to be in physical space. And we were going to do that with several in-person workshops with larger groups of young people, and also maybe have a game jam that was involved in the idea of the process. And as soon as the pandemic hit, it just became instantly apparent that that just wasn't going to be possible. And the in-person element of it that was absolutely going to have to be made in person just wasn't going to work. And then we also faced that idea was how long is this going to happen for? I mean, we're going to produce this piece. Is an in-person experience for 30 people, how long is that not going to be a viable option for us as a theatre company? And it's so important to get this work out to audiences because it was about well-being and happiness. I mean, we suddenly found ourselves in a situation where that was needed more than ever. So we had to completely pivot.
I mean, the whole pandemic had a huge impact on, because we had to do all our sessions on Zoom. This kind of work is, it's different, and it costs a lot, and it takes a lot in a way, and not only time, I guess.
It was incredibly generous, actually, of the creatives to be able to kind of adapt in this way. And I really feel like actually what was a pivot because of the pandemic has become something with an even wider scope and a potential for a bigger audience actually than what we initially planned, which is a huge positive and really exciting.
We are like pioneers in this genre in a way. We can now invent and define a new genre. Let's discover this whole world of digital theater in a way together, and let's, I don't know, call it jiggity boopity boop, and that's the format right now. That's something I really like about this whole project and this whole period of of theater work in a way we are entering now. And of course the pandemic did its part in this whole process of, we actually had to develop new formats.
I mean, it sort of reset our expectations, and there's like a wide angle view now about what kinds of things we're up for sort of seeing, and how they're presented to us. And yeah, our computer screens are no longer just a source of work and an email hassle for us. It's also, hey, there's amazing games and experiences and all of that kind of stuff, and theatre, so much theatre coming now through our screens, which is brilliant.